Today in this video, we'll be looking at the difference between plain object, JSON object or JSON object literal, and JSON string, which is actually a confusing topic in all the programming languages, especially JavaScript. All right. And it's one of the most asked questions in Stack Overflow as well. There's so many questions related to JSON string and all those things. And I'll be putting a link of the specific question in the description of this video so that you can explore more. But in this video, we're looking at all those things practically in the editor itself. First of all, we'll just make a random object. The structure is like this, right? So JSON is no different. It's like an object. Like JSON is the only difference is the key of JSON will be coded. That's the only difference. Remaining everything is same like object. But JSON string is different. If you stringify object or JSON object, then JSON string will get born. Now if you see here, it's an object, isn't it? No, it's a string. It's a string literal. That's where the difference is. JSON is not a string, it's an object, but with coded key, right? But JSON string is actually a string literal. Now what is the difference? I mean, where is it used? Now, actually, whenever you're actually communicating with server, when client is communicating with server, when front end is communicating with backend, this JSON string comes into play because JSON string is actually used to extend data between client and server, right? JSON string and not JSON, because this is where so many people are confused. Should I use JSON or should I use JSON string, right? So the answer is you should be using a JSON string and not JSON. All right. So I mean that's it, right? So you'll be passing JSON string from client to the server, right? And whenever server responds you back, you'll be getting a JSON string again. But you cannot use JSON string. You can just pass JSON string while you're communicating either from client to the server or from server to the client. But when it comes to the uses, or whenever it comes to using your code, you should be using an object. You cannot use JSON string, right? So that's why whenever you are sending something from your client to the server, first of all, you have to convert object into a JSON string, not JSON, alright? JSON string, and then server will receive that, and it will parse that JSON string into object, and it will, build something response on the basis of certain logic there, and it will again pass that response to the client, right? As a form of JSON string. But again, when you have to use that response into the client, you have to first convert that JSON string into object. How do I do that? You can do that by using JSON.parse and the string, right? So now if you see here, it'll be converted to an object, right? And when it gets converted to an object, only then you can apply logic or you can use that data. So in conclusion, object is like that, JSON is just object with coded key. JSON string is a JSON, but a string literal, right? It's a string literal, and it is used while you have to extend data from client to server or vice versa, from server to client, right? And when you have to use that data, you'll have to first of all convert into an object. That's it. All right. And if you want to have a better analysis, then you can just visit this one. There's so many answers here as well. I put my answer as well. You can check that out. I'll be putting link of this Stack Overflow question in the description. And that's it for today. Hope you find it helpful. And I'll be making more video regarding front-end development. And until then,